Hello. And we are back with the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, part 9 this time. We are in the midst of our fourth case? The... I want to say cuckolds, but I know that's not the right word. I forgot what the case is called, but it's okay. We don't need to know the case name. All we need to know is that currently we are investigating the facts of the case, because last time there was a woman who was stabbed in the street, and a person was accused and stands to be freaking sentenced for the crime if we don't step in and do something. And we're currently doing that something. So yeah. let's see what happens now. Oh, we also met Iris Wilson, who oh, here we go. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. That was close. Not really, but you know, I got some of the consonant sounds in there. 19th of February, 2:38 p.m. Briar Road. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation. Perfect! So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible. Yeah, and let's see if he'll take a break from his trips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Silver tip. It's like a bribe that Iris gave us to hopefully let us poke around the crime scene, because they didn't let us do that earlier. Gregson, my man. Boy, do I have a gift for you. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign yakabouts, that's for sure. We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson. What? For me? From her ladyship? Her ladyship? Yeah, exactly. Give it here, at once! Come on, hand it over, that's for me! Okay. Don't wait for me to give it to you, will ya? Just snatch it right out of my hands. Hey, can you trade? I want those fish and chips, please. What was that coin exactly? Oh, are you like a coin collector or something? It's a silver crown, obviously. There's a lot more than that. It's, well... It's an appearance fee, that's what it is! Eh? An appearance fee? An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean... That's right. For the adventure of Sherlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me. Every time. Oh, he gets royalties. Yes, yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them all avidly. Of course. Using my name without my say-so does make me a bottle of unpleasant jokes. But still. I'm so sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you. Never mind that. So, what you want to know then? Eh? Sorry? Tell the gentleman black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. It says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? I want to know why you call her her ladyship. Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Walk across the road? Ah, the little knife-wielding mustached Japanese fellow. He lives in the right old hovel, just over there. Ah, I knew it! Called it! Look! On the first floor of that house in the corner, where the rack of the bicycles propped up. That is nearby indeed. If I remember rightly, the landlords are Mr. John Garrideb. John Garrideb? Right, well, if you see her again, make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? Why do you call her her ladyship? I mean it! You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector. We will. Put your fish and chips away, lad. Goodbye now then, and long live her ladyship. Is he saluting her? You have a weird degree of idol worship for a 10-year-old, my man. I mean, as much as she deserves it for being an accomplished inventor, writer, and detective, I guess, at age... And doctor as well, at age 10. It's still a bit weird, my dude. Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left. Yeah, so then shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Definitely! I'm assuming we can move now. A new location has been added. Okay. Wait, can we, before we then, can we quickly... Because initially I thought, giving him the thing would meant that we'd be able to search around here. But that might not be the case, it seems. It's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a feeling that if we wander too close, we'll be clapped in irons. Ah. Iris does hold his reputation in her hands with her stories. Ah! I see! So he's just trying to stay on her good side. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so he's treating her like a publicist, just like being sure that he's like very good, and then that he stays in her good favor. Alright. I think perhaps you're being a little overcautious. There's nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern. Oh, no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs, despite not knowing a thing about what's going on. Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure that's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all. Right. Okay, no luck there. We will have to move. Let's go inside. There it is. The lodgings of Mr. Soseki Natsume, according to information gleaned from Inspector Gregson. Da, 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 da. Oh, it's nice. A little strange, but nice. Why does he have so many... Eh? Are those like war trophies? Okay, let's check them out. Oh, hello, ma'am. May I help you? Yeah, that would be, would this be the residence of, Mr. John Garrido?
Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryosuke Naruhodo. I'm
Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsumi. I believe he takes his lodgings here? Ah. We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
Oh, I love her face.
One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garideb.
Okie dokie. Did you see that, Mrs. Sato? That was a real-life English maid!
I know! As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that's the very first time I see one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better.
It suddenly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it?
We only need to meet a butler and the experience will be complete.
Well, I'm not sure if I go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Welcome back, ma'am. Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garideb will see you now.
This way. Oh, hello, sir. Shall we examine to talk to you? Your facial hair and your head hair are unique. Good day to you. John Garideb at your service.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee. I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow to the knee. Took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maiwan, don't you know? And a medal for my pains, I had to withdraw from service. Handed over the reins to the up-and-coming.
So he's a retired soldier.
It's a hell of a job getting up and down stairs now, I can tell ya. Don't get out much, as you can imagine. Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs.
You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo.
You think so? Yeah, sweetheart, if you're getting winded from, climbing up one flight of stairs, I think you absolutely need to get more exercise.
Cardio is very important. Well, Mr. Garideb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a photo roll, really. Wouldn't like to offend a general, though. So I begrudgingly displayed it on the wall. All crooked and such. Mind you, fetch it down, Joan. Let's get these good people see it properly. Oh, she tells herself. Joan, fetch the— Oh, Jesus! Giant old woman, be careful!
Oh, dearie me.
I beg your pardon, sir? Johnny took my skin off my hands.
I should be more careful, sir.
So anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now. Yeah, I see. Now then, I hear you want to know more about the chap lodging downstairs. Is that right? What's going on between this maid and the guy?
Yes! We'd be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
And I would be interested in knowing what's up with you, my dude. Only too pleased, naturally. Especially if it keeps this... Oh, especially if it helps keep the peace here in Blighty. Sir? You putting a pipe in your tea? We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. Oof. Boy, I am painfully aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. Oh, is it? Even had some famous detective poking around, you know? In this old house, would you believe? Ugh, Sherlock.
Yes, Mr. Sherlock Holmes!
Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business.
Why? Are you committing crimes?
Oh!
Oh, but you have a copy of Rats magazine here, so...
No.
Anyway, the chap investigating the foreigner's room as we speak. Oh, the chap's still there. Sherlock's still here. So he's in Soseki-san's room.
The bawling nuisance is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling.
Alright, could you please tell me a bit about, Mr. Natsumi? About Mr. Natsumi then, Mr. Gareb? Please, do tell us.
Ah, yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week.
Oh, a week? But he's been in not Japan. He's been in England for a year. Where was he living before? Oh, just a week?
So he moved here very recently then. I have 2 lodges most of the time. One on the ground floor, one just below us. First floor's become available a week ago, you know? There's been...
Ew!
Dash it all, Joe! Do be careful!
Oh, my goodness! I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Is she trying to silence him? What's going on?
If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him.
Oh, I used to like you.
Oh? Why? He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written all over his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
Well, we won't be calling this man as witness, that's for sure.
Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all?
Yes! Oh yes, indeed there was. And she's dying to tell us. Alright, tell us all about this shady lodger. Had you noticed anything else about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes! The man was shadier than an orchid.
Oh, orchid. My bad.
Could you elaborate? Well, see the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is, more than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes a time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call.
It's just an introvert, my dude.
He just trots off to the old bookshop every single day. Comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And then the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed too.
He just sounds like an introverted scholar. Oh, I see.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. But I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Well, you know, how do you know if you're not up at 2 in the morning, huh? Fucking... Don't throw stones if you're in a glass house or something.
Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine?
Oh, that is true.
Oh!
You spying on him?
I understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct?
That's right, yes. They're both below us, on the first floor in the street level.
Then, how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed. We spy on them. Ayya.
Good grief, Joan! Be more careful, woman!
Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Something doesn't add up here. Deflecting there, honey. Alright, well, tell us about the incident 2 days ago, then. It seems that the incident took place around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out the window at the time? The window?
We do have a window. Yes, we noticed a window over there that looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just to the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garib household. So I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
Oh, I see.
Do you notice anything else out of the ordinary then?
Such as?
Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Well, yeah, was it something then? Well, it's nothing particularly significant. Around that sort of time in here, there. For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing.
Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Be well careful, woman.
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Yeah?
I have an exceedingly good memory. As far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all.
Well, just fucking paint a sign that says suspicious in your head, why don't ya? Oh, really? Mr. Garriodeb?
The way you're talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been.
Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing matter. Joe, dash it all! What's the matter with you, woman? I love how she's able to stall with this impossibly full pot of tea.
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Yes. Quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quite uneventful meal. Jode?
That's right, Mr. Garriodeb.
What's the matter with these two?
It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident. But what?
I wish I knew.
Okay. Can we go to Mr. Natsume's room? Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
Why, certainly. It's below us on the first floor.
And Mr. Holmes is investigating there, even as we speak?
Yeah. Told me Natsu's name had asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key.
Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Holmes' services? I think he lied. Sasato, I think he lied.
Yeah, that's a blatant lie.
Would it be alright if we also had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean.
Oh. Don't see why not. Just down one flight of stairs. Who knows if we find anything that can help us in the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we?
Yes. And while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Holmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more.
Oh, Sasato. Actually, can we... This looks a bit peculiar. Can I grab it?
Look at this enormous screen.
Nah.
It's been put here deliberately, surely.
Yeah, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. Could be behind it, I wonder.
I'm going to have a very quick look. Just a little peek. Ahem.
Maybe that's not Miss Sasato. I think the maid's going to head us off with a cup of tea. Alright, so we can't do shit while she's in here. Oh, why are all the little dishes all... Oh, yikes, what happened here? What is going on? Alright. But this maid is gonna cuck us, so we are going to move down to Mr. Natsume's room.
Oh, he has a kitty cat! Oh, he's a little calico.
What? Just look at this place. That is true. He's been here for a week, and he managed to fill it this high with books. And smell it. It's so musty in here.
Very mildewy, I suppose.
I suppose the mountain of old books are responsible for that.
I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life.
No, me neither.
What about at the Lord Justice's offices? Yeah, the kitty!
It's so dark in here too.
Oh, can we pet the kitty? I hope we can pet the kitty.
Is that the... Oh my god, there's an open flame. Oh, I suppose like you have to use like candles and stuff, but like The open flame.
Yeah, how much money does he have to be able to buy that many books?
That's true. Do you think his stipend covers all this, or is he digging into his personal savings? Because that's a lot of books.
Is that a window over there?
Well, it was a window, I think, yeah. Once upon a time.
For some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar.
So this is where Mr. Natsume lives.
By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Holmes anywhere, have you?
Is he buried under the books? No, that's true. But according to Mr. Garib told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere, investigating. If I press one of the books and he pops up, I'm gonna freaking lose it. Also, I seriously think it's a bad idea.
Oh, kitty cat, hello, sweetheart.
To have like this open flame. Like, shouldn't you have a lamp of some sort? Oh my god, you have another one balanced here. Good lord. Who lit this? Who lit this? Who did this? Was it Holmes?
Hey, sweetheart. Hello, kitty cat. Oh, hello, darling. Oh, big stretch. Oh, big stretch. Oh, where are you going? Oh my, what an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after all these books while his master's away. Oh, we have to feed the kitty cat.
I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of those books as quick as a flash.
It was a tricolor Mike, wasn't it? Did they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain?
Did he bring the cat with him? Oh yeah, do they have calicos here yet? Did he bring the cat with him? Was that Japanese bobtail? He just brought his cat with him? Oh, I love that.
Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan.
That made me feel homesick now.
Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days.
I mean, we've been in the country for 2 days, but we've been away for like a month.
Kitty cat.
Okay, fine, that's fine. Is there like a secret door here somewhere? Look at all these books stacked up here. They almost reach the ceiling.
They're all works of English literature, and they smell so musty.
With this volume of books in hands, you'd never be short of reading material, would you?
No, what a dreamy idea.
A bad dream, maybe. For me, at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the books that's at the bottom of the pile will ever be read again.
So reading it is an experience that comes once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us.
I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn to the path of a tea ceremony philosophy, but alright.
Lucky cat. Oh look, it's a beckoning cat from home.
It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? I guess Natsume was also sneaking pets onto ships. Oh yeah, I forgot! You're not allowed pets! Oh, he must have pulled a... Oh, what's her name again? A pavlova. Just shoved it in the case. Or maybe a naruhodo, because it snuck on in the trunk. I guess without border security, you can just get anything you want into trunks, right? Like, they won't search it. That's delightful. I sure hope that that's his like wonderful cat.
And I hope it brings us luck. As they're supposed to bring us luck.
It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him.
I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Miss Naruhodo. Are you forgetting that enormous Daruma...
He brought a Daruma doll with him? What? Why?
Are you forgetting that enormous Daruma doll that you bought with your luggage?
Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm.
Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same. And this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him.
Not doing a very good job so far, is it?
You mustn't say such things!
I didn't say a word! Mind reader. Mind reader. Why are my eyes such a giveaway?
Right. Kitty cat, sweetheart, where'd you go?
Oh, what is that? It's supposed to be some sort of meter on the wall here. It looks very robust. I wonder what it's for. There's a slot for inserting coins in here too. Coins? Eh?
I believe that's a gas meter, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, a gas meter?
Yeah, it seems there's piped gas in this district, which consumers pay by putting coins in the meter.
So if you put a coin in the slot,
That would be enough gas to use the lights and the gas fire for the whole night.
oh. So if you're not too poor to have a coin, you'd have to spend the night in the dark, freezing cold.
That's right. As would a rich man who only carried crisp white notes.
Ugh, London's a scary place. I wonder if you could hack those gas meters. Like you can hack vending machines. Let's check out all the thrown away balls of paper. Look at all these balls of paper on the floor. There's notes scrolled all over them, in English. Looks like the waste paper basket was so full they just fallen out.
I think Mr. Matsuno must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you?
Or deeply adverse to tidying up his mess. That would be nice.
I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth.
Okay,
Nothing here? Where'd the kitty cat go?
oh, should we look at the window? Could you even call this a window?
I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although, all that remains is a frame around some bricks now.
So really it's just a wall then, isn't it? Oh, why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that?
I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah! Perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on in a fit of whimsy.
It's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes this place very oppressive. Yeah, you have to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning, didn't you?
It does. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying.
What were you reading?
The desk seemed to be wedged into a crevice between the mountain of books on either side.
Suppose Mr. Natsume would sit here and read while stroking his cat.
Aww! Where'd the kitty go?
But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes. Surely he dropped the books every night as well.
Yeah, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this?
What do we find?
It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Your books.
Ah, your books! That's a pretty good bookstore name. If I ever open a bookstore, I'm gonna call it Your Books. Oh, yeah, Mr. Natsume's name on it. Look, and the date of the purchase? 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. It's the day of the incident.
That's just a short while before he was embroiled in that terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books.
Yep, so his story checks out. Receipt has been added into the court record. Excellent. Let's see what else is there. Eh? Where the fuck did you come from? Son of a bitch. What's popping up? Careful with the books, man. Ah! Look, Mr. Naruhodo! Bitch is back. Aha! There he is! Where did he appear from?
He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope you won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Holmes!
Ugh. Ah! You two! Good day! Now, let me see. Where was it that we met?
Oh, Mr. Holmes! We were together on the SS Buria!
Yes, of course! The Buria. And let me see. What happened on that voyage? Bitch, how could you forget? Everyone in this game be a magician. Honestly, this guy, especially this guy, I swear to God, he can probably be a better magician than a detective. I think he's more suited to being a magician. He has sleight of hand tricks, disappearing acts. He's got it all. Ugh, and he's a terrible detective too. It was Kazuma Asogi. He died tragically, but you were adequate help to us. Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it? Yes, the one you were wrong about. Oh, well, you do seem to remember something of it at least. What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Sherlock Holmes. This is Mr. No, my dear madame. Hold your tongue. Okay, what now? I pride myself in my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Your mind palace, your brain attic. Oh my gosh. Wrong again. Miss Naruhodo. And Mr. Susato. Actually, you got it pretty close, I guess. Try the other way around, Mr. Holmes. I lose the first round. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 13 minutes. Have you considered, sir, spending a bit more time, as to be thorough and, correct? So they apprehended Soseki-san in that short amount of time? I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little. A little? It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls that can distend to any extent. I'll do my best to forget useless facts, lest they elbow out the useful ones. The fuck is that supposed to mean? Yes! Those are my own words of inimitable wisdom, from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet.
That seems like rather useless information that you should forget, my dear sir.
Please, there's no need to quote yourself. I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately, my associate pens them beautifully. You know what? I'm 90% that all those pearls of wisdom are attributed to Iris. She's the one probably writing them down. Should really be saying his brain too big for his skull. His mind attic, yes, his vast knowledge cannot be contained in this little space that is his skull. Oh god. This guy makes me want to rip out my hair. He means Iris, I suppose.
Mr. Holmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness! What an earnest expression! My dear madame, should only be too pleased. And this murky room is an apt place to discuss my murky case. You said you solved it, then why is it murky? God. We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Holmes, for stabbing a young woman outside here on Briar Road. Natsume, yes. I believe that was a name rather along those lines.
But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
I'm sorry, Mr. Sato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean.
What?
I can't believe he was looking Sasato-san squarely in the eyes while feigning ignorance. I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. Why is everyone a mind reader? Huh? I am not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension. Oh? How? I assure you, I have no recollection of accusing your stupid compatriot of the crime. Okay, then what the fuck did you say that made Scotland Yard arrest him? But that doesn't make any sense. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. Oh my fucking god, did they ask him to find the shady person that ran away? And he was like, behold, I found the shady person. And then he just fucking stood there as they arrested him for a crime that he apparently knows he didn't commit. Sherlock? I'm gonna fucking fight you, I swear to god. God damn it. Oh my god, Susato, flip him. Susato, flip him like a pancake. Oh. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene. Ah, a man seen fleeing. There are a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I'm gonna punch you. I believe there's a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question.
Yes, it's in my pocket.
So you don't think Mr. Natsume is a culprit then? I do only the bare minimum, nothing more. That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books. I found myself quite lost in bibliography. Do not be deceived believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh dear.
Alright, yeah, Mr. Landlord, Mr. Garadeb, and the maid were a bit sus. What can you tell me about them? Ah, tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Garadeb, a retired military man.
It was his first time I've ever met a soldier from the great British institution that is in the services.
And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the great British institution that is service. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid. It's but a trifle to be the maid.
Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer.
And so, conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwellings therein. Betoken their social standing? Sorry? Show off how rich they are, basically. To put it simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelon of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary!
As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. Ah, yes, to put on airs. I had no idea. And it's for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically, in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garadeb. Oh? Affable as he is, the fellow's hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am yet unable to ascertain. I'm thoroughly lost what he means to say.
He means his sus, my dude.
Tell me about the dingy room. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul. Yeah, I feel like someone's gonna get carbon monoxide poisoning. we need some ventilation. This room is thoroughly suffocating for my soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab someone sooner or later. You know, for the first time, I actually can't argue against him. Because I think carbon monoxide poisoning does give you, like, some weird fugue states and also, like, hallucinations. So, like, it's possible.
Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one!
Ah, but sooner or later, as I said.
I don't believe that's the issue here.
About this dark little room, Mr. Holmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window? Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there was a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. Window tax, window tax. Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax! Yay! We're gonna dive into window tax. Window tax? What is that?
Surely, not a tax on windows.
Precisely a tax on windows. Oh my goodness! Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere. In an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money.
How awful and unjust! forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light.
Indeed, disease was rife as a result. I can imagine. Some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legitimacy remains, as you can see, in squatter lodgings such as these, for example. I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London wasn't very generous, perhaps. Or perhaps he spent it all on books. It would appear so. I've done a little digging. And discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price. Probably because this place is a death trap.
Because the room is so awful, do you think?
Apparently, Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation.
Eh?
Oh? Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention.
Can you tell me the matter, at least? Are you sure? I'm curious now. Tell me.
Holmes? My dear man? Oh, are you gonna disappear again? Oh, he's gonna disappear again. Well, I believe I've told you all I can now. Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law? You remember that, did you? Ah, thank you. Will you perhaps be offering your services to this very matter, I wonder? We probably are, actually. To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure? On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized. And so promptly, too. The thing is, it really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust their innocence? Yes, trust. Mr. Holmes. Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea. But I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room. And there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Oh, what witnesses? What witnesses? And one more thing.
Oh? What is it, Mr. Holmes? Tell us?
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Mr. Garadeb is... Mr. Holmes said something before, actually, didn't he? Anyway, at the present, that is all, really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruhodo, as yet, our investigation has uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence.
No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garadeb's secret. Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove of relevance or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Alright, you swung back onto the okay scale of my scale of justice. Not scale of characters I like. Fucking managed to claw your way back up to okay, I guess. A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room. Oh, he just went back to reading? That's just a little bit funny. Yeah, there he is. Be careful with that light, honey. What was that? Excuse me, Miss Holmes? Yes, so true. To be or not to be? That is the question. Mr. Naruhodo. Alright. To be or not to be? Brushed off? That's the question. And the answer is all too clear.
Let's leave Mr. Holmes in peace, shall we?
Leave him in peace to read fucking Hamlet, I guess. Oh, what it is noble in the mind to be cucked by this man.
Where'd the kitty cat go? I'm so sad. Kitty cat. Okay, we'll have to move, I guess. Okay, let's go back to Mr. Garrido's room and hope the maid has gone away. Oh, they don't seem to be in. Are we breaking and entering? Maybe.
But it's for the greater good, I say.
Ah, fuck, he's here.
Never mind. You pair again? Tell me, was it a detective chap? I forget his name. Still hard at work down there? Yeah, he's hard at work doing something, alright.
Oh, Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid.
Well, Mr. Holmes is in his element down there.
Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. And not over my hand, maybe? Now then, why don't you tell me... Oh, all over his hand. For the umpteenth time, woman, would you watch that... would you watch what you're ballywell doing?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Ah, yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me. But I'm afraid I should have to ask you to take your leave if you'd be so kind.
Oh, yes, of course. We're deeply grateful for all your assistance.
Not at all, not at all. You get much of a chance to talk with you foreigners like yourself. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out.
According to Mr. Holmes, Mr. Garrett is hiding something. Since no other avenues of investigation open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. On our way out, let's just count. What is that?
No. Holmes? Son of a bitch, how'd you get there? Sir? What? How did you lap us without us knowing? What is he doing over there? What is he doing over there indeed? Sir, get your hands off the window.
Mr. Holmes?
Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows. We talked like less than 5 minutes ago. Good gracious, when did you sneak in here? Sherlock Holmes, sir. At your service.
Whatever were you doing by the window? I am given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madame. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation.
So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here. Well, keeping an eye on one's windows at dusk is a good thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Oh, are they the witnesses? No, because they said he was a retired police officer, and this guy's a military guy, which is different. But like, if this guy, like, if Joan is actually just the wife moonlighting as a maid to give them the appearance of like wealth or stuff, like, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Let's see.
Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need
of a certain great detectives.
Great mind! Wait, he's not talking about... Oh no, dance or deduction, let's go. I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon.
Do you mean, Mr. Holmes?
There's a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo. I think so. There's just enough time for one of my greatly admired great deductions. So let's conclude the matter before dark. Sure thing. Mr. Garrett, though it would seem you are a military man of considerable distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first rate. I'm afraid, sir, that is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I've been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon? The first is that even as we speak, You are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. Eh? And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. This is not a how to look! Is he sweating? The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems like Mr. Holmes' conclusions are both spot on. How could I possibly... How could I possibly know? You mean to inquire? I'm Sherlock Holmes, of course. The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts! I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Alright, let's go. The great deduction. The game's afoot. Nature of the beast. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see. Ah, yeah, that's what I was thinking about earlier, the broken pots and pans. The fearsome beast has been on a rampage of late within these four walls. Is it the kitty cat? Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take?
Kitty cat. Oh, is it the kitty cat from downstairs? Is that why they are?
Ah, for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Gagab, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant in here is revealed by that lion statue. Oh, so it's not the cat. Yes, although an army man, you appear unopposing at best. A fact that's future admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you brought a lion? Sir? Oh, you know what, never mind. That you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What? Did you see that? Did you see that? A spack mark? Oh. Did they have an argument last night? Is that what it is? Yes, living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. I think if a lion went on a rampage, buddy, it would be more damage than just this. Well! As we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous. But it is plain to me that with one glance in your direction, it is? Your dress pocket! This is a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Oh, so she does have something. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. Oh. Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion misguided at Betty's Circus. A traveling show, currently sojourning in the nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. Is there such a thing as an Indian lion? I know India has tigers. I don't know about lions, my dude. I thought lions were only in Africa. I could be wrong, but... A simple visit to a circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. I don't think lion taming works quite like that, but okay. Conclusion. A rampaging Asiatic lion. Topic 2. Aftermath. Now, Mr. Garrett, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for the formidable beast. Is the beast just the wife? Or the maid? Indeed, that life goes, the distress of the loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you have suffered from the freaking losing the lion. Why there we go. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amidst fit of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man! There it is again! You see it! We see it! It's like a little smack mark. I simply... But what we must ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. That glance. They had a bit of a tuffle. We indeed only need to follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. So what are you looking at? The waste paper bin? Yes, it is this pile of bills that was given rise to the pain. That has given rise to the pain you suffer. Given rise to the pain you suffer, my bad. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. Are you hiding bills? For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has a devastating impact on the financial services of your household. So you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, you feed lions tea, I guess. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? Yeah, I was looking at the scorch marks earlier, but they wouldn't let me freaking look at it. Oh, it's not a scroll. I thought it was a scroll. I think it's a candle. Yeah, fire safety. That's what I'm talking about before in Mr. Natsume's room. Be careful of open flame. The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over here. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. We could have caused destructive outburst. Yeah, they did have a fight, didn't they? They're looking at each other. This time, madame, I'm afraid it's you who inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wondering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the diastrate of the carpet, we only need to look at the Tower of Cakes. There's no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Apparently that was a fabricated quote that was made afterwards just to make Marie Antoinette look bad. Which makes sense, because, you know, obviously you have to like peddle the propaganda that all the nobles are really horrible and terrible in order to have a revolution, right? But yeah, so the quote slaps, but it's probably fake. Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. Whatever do you mean? Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. Oh no, Sherlock, please do. There's only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion... How is that in any way logical? First you say this fucking lion eats cake, and now the carpet? The lion attacked and ate the carpet, where there's a clear burn mark and a fucking candle right there. God, this man. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. Gnawed by a fucking rogue big cat. Oh hey, it actually says gnawed. How about gnawed by a fucking lion? Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Every single time, I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'm too mean to Sherlock Holmes. You know, he's quite nice. You know, he's quite a good dude. He fucking says some things that makes me want to smack him again. What's the matter with you, Joan? Pouring scalding hot tea all over me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Garrett. I'm afraid I didn't notice. Yeah, they had a fight. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, My revelations can make people spill tears at times too. Yeah, I'm spilling tears, fucking tears of frustration, my dude. It takes talent to come up with such ridiculous theories. You know what? There's one thing I can't fault him for, and that's imagination. His imagination is truly unparalleled. But at the same time, oh my, how can a man be so smart and so stunningly stupid at the same time? Oh. Mr. Holmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it? Well, what is it? Again. Well, your deduction just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense. Like, I agree with the whole thing of, like, you know, sometimes the truth is stranger than fantasy, but this is... But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realm of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrett and his maid would have been hurt. Or worse. Ah, so that's where you are stuck. Oh, clearly this lion was trained or some shit. No doubt a former military man can hold his own against the beast using that large cannon. Using that large cannon. Okay. I thought you said they sold the lion to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I have ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Exactly. Also, lions are obligate carnivores. They can't have potatoes. Ah, my dear Mr. Sato. It occurs to me that with some regularity, that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. Anyone, including fucking animals, all drink tea in Great Britain. Such is the nature of being in fucking England. Oh, what a glorious notion! Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling that this was coming. A slight massage. That's all Mr. Ho's deductions need. You can do it! Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner, introduction, to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. What, were you being crazy on purpose so I can correct you? Like, what? We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least that's what I want to believe. Let's start again. From the beginning of Sherlock Holmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Okay, you know what? The animation slaps at least. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Alright. Asiatic lion. Do they exist? I know Asia has lots of big... a couple of big cats. Jaguars? Tigers, definitely. I don't know about lions. Certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been the rampage of late within those four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Is he looking directly at the wife or what? Ah, for a man with military breeding, your eyes are commonly candid. What are you looking at, buddy? Your furtive glance, Mr. Gardev, leads us directly to the answer. Looking into the true nature of the beast, as per remove that lion statue. Okay, it's not lion statue. I really don't see a lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Gardev's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did run amok here in this room. Yes, something very fierce, with a very fierce nature. But it could have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Gardev's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer. Is it on one of the... Oh! They are married! What's this photograph?
It appears to be from Mr. Garrideb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he?
He does, but he can't make out his bride.
No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face.
I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply here. Newlywed bride.
Take that!
Yes. Oh, look at his smug little face. You go, boy. The true nature of the beast, as run rampant here, is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Miss. Just taking it in stride. Precisely, Miss Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this famed print features your wife, Mr. Garrideb. And while we will lament the fact that her face is obscured, you can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Considerable horsepower? Oh. Indeed! Surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. She's literally right there. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late! The fact remains that the beast, which is so clearly savaged this room, was your wife, Mr. Garrideb. Ah, there it is. That slap mark. Chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well! Yes, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. This guy. I don't know, man. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Oh, he's treading on thin ice. Ma'am? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous. It is plain to me, with one glance in your direction.
It is?
The dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts.
The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself.
Well, I don't know about fragile, or poor or defenseless, but definitely, it's an accusation.
Anyway, Mr. Holmes is quite right. There's no sign of Mrs. Garrideb anywhere.
But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that we can find, not in a pocket, but maybe we spin her around. Do you think maybe the back of her dress has like a rip or something? Let's see what she's trying to hide. I wonder what Mr. Garrideb's wife could be. Sorry, ma'am. I'm looking respectfully. Oh, there it is. Fuck, wrong way. Oh, damn it. There it is. There it is. Wedding ring.
Take that!
Oh, it's a unique wedding ring. It's really pretty.
Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts.
Oh!
Indeed it does! The faraway band gleaming on your finger gives you away.
The same one.
Or is identical to the one shown in the hand of Mr. Garrideb's bride in this photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary housemaid? No. You are Mr. Garrideb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrideb herself. John and Joan. Word? Did she say my word? I might have missed it by blinking. She's just dropping a word. Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is indeed the wife, yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she's a bally quarterback. Yeah, no, you deserve that. You deserve that. It would appear you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, but you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? That's not right, I tell you! I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Not really. I feel it's a sorry thing when a chap can't afford his food. I don't know about having a maid. Not exactly what I call a necessity, but alright. Yes, here in London one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though, in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. You mean Mr. Gardeb has his wife work as his maid, or pretend to be his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Gardeb? Only in company, obviously. But listen here. It must remain a secret. Tip-top secret. Please. The raging wife of Mr. Gardeb. Wonder what you did to make her so mad. Oh, did you burn the carpet? Is that why she was angry? Now, Mr. Gardeb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for the formidable beast. Indeed, that blithe pose, the distress of this loss has caused you veritably tangible. If we turn you around, we can see that the head weighs heavy on his shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm? No. Mr. Holmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Gardeb's wife a beast. Wait, so this isn't like a replay? He just keeps saying it? Oh god. Yes, as a woman that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Gardeb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true! So perhaps the supporting arm seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Holmes, Mr. Gardeb's pain is tangible though. What could that pose really signify? Rotate like a rotisserie chicken. Slap cheek.
Take that!
Oh wow, that was quite one mark, isn't it? Your head weighs heavily on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madame Joan Gardeb.
Oh, well, yes.
You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. How the blazes? How'd you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us, even once. To keep your other side from view. What, Now, let's proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? Looking down. In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Gardeb to fly into a rage. And she's looking to the side as well. We need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, a pile of bills that have given rise to the pain you suffer.
Not bills. Is it a waste paper screen? Didn't Mr. Holmes say that the bills for a lion photo?
Yes, but now we've established the lion never existed. Which can only mean that the only thing responsible, the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Gardeb's wife.
That's not Horo! She's a person, not a thing!
Yeah, sorry. Well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. So hard it left a perfect hand mark, in fact.
Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder?
I'd love to know the answer to that question. Okay, let's see what's around here. Bookmark? What is this bookmark for, though?
A kiss mark.
Oh, did she think he was having an affair?
Ah, someone must be reading a book here at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look!
Mr. Gardeb is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. A calling card?
Oh, no it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
And look at the signature here. Lip box. Maybe with lipstick.
Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture.
Don't get any ideas, it's not a sign.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. Love note. Is it a love note? Probably. Yeah, we can't go any further, so I'm gonna assume this is love note.
Take that!
Yes. This is James, not John. Yes, it is his love note that's given right. It's like no, James is a different name. God, I don't know. Yes, it is this love note that's given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. It's not gonna be like John James. Jared, no. Okay. Oh, she's mad. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, isn't the fly in the ointment here? Oh, slap him again.
But I don't know the ballet woman.
You don't know her?
Notes wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how I got there.
It was just in there, you say?
That's right, that's what I've... A likely story? That wasn't your journal thing, I explained at the time. I bought the book at a second-hand place. The note must have already been in there.
So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean?
That's right! That's what I've been... A likely story? For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name! It's written to James. My name, in case you forgot it, is John! A likely story! Are you questioning my name now?
Oh, again. And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite.
I can't believe he's still stuck to the beast thing.
Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me.
I have caused a destructive outburst? This time, madame, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me.
Your wondering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed.
Yes. To explain, the state of the carpet really almost the tower of cakes.
Oh, there's a missing candle. You can see it clearly when it's black and white. Surely Miss Garrett didn't eat the carpet?
No, of course not!
But there doesn't seem to be any doubt.
The state of this room is as a result of a wild temper.
No, that's true. So the last part is some deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Miss Scarab's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer.
Alright, see what we can see.
Yes!
Let me rotate a little bit. Candlestick.
Take that!
There's a candle on the floor.
Yeah.
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow. And of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of the ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured is clearly visible. Yet the candles on the ground.
Indeed they are!
The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away.
Scorch marks?
It would appear that the room was the scene of a little martial altercation.
Miss Garrido's mighty armors was left an impression, not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder, and lit the thing on fire. In seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, For the most ferocious beast in the world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. I
And in this room, that ferocious beast bared his claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there's but one conclusion here. Oh, they're so in sync. They're so cute. After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. Got him. Oh. Mr. Holmes, sir. I salute you! Don't get up just to fall down. Sorry, you alright? Oh, okay. What a lovely couple. Carpet scorched by a small fire. Deduction complete. Elementary. Excellent. It's these dashed long-winded nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookstore just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material, for which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be close to the mark. And beast is most certainly an apt description. Doesn't learn. Here we go again. And the carpet? Was that destroyed by fire when the candle fell on the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. Whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. Couldn't see a bally thing. It's caught between his old stick's rage and the raging flames. Pain of toward purchaser. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't take long for this fire to spread, of course. Bally furniture started going up as well. He had to hide a mess behind the screen for the time being. Ah, over there, Mr. Garab. Well, there's nothing more to hide now, if you allow me. I wonder what actually went up in flames. Was it like just the corner thing, or is there like? Oh, there's a bookcase. I know my favorite old novels in that case. As soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. Gosh. And the wife started hurling things at me. A terrible sight it must have been. There I was, backed up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books coming 10 to a dozen. Rest of it, I lost my favorite. A book called The Lion's Pride. She's throwing flaming books at him, can you believe? Ah yes, just cover the mess up and pretend it never happened. If you can it never happened if you can no longer see it. You know what? I feel like this particular brand of burying your head in the sand is like absolutely what like a lot of people stand by. It's what I stand by. If I don't see it, it's no longer a problem that can hurt me. I need to invest in a large curtain like this. But I still can't believe she was throwing flaming books at him. That's actually crazy. Did they go out the window? The Lion's Pride? Ah, yes. A notorious love for big cats coming through again. Sir, you made that up, I think. I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of that ferocious beast's rampage. Mr. Holmes' deduction turned out to be correct once again. It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it's total carnage. Flames everywhere and the old stick in full fettle. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see. Around 5 o'clock, I think. Is that around the time of the crime? Yes, that was around the time of the crime. So, at exactly the same time, as the terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window in the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. Poor Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at that moment. Poor Blighty. And I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing. Oh, really?
Where did Holmes even put the card in? It's like gone now.
Eh?
Mr. Holmes? Why are we standing around? Why is everything so quiet? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo? What can I do for you? Well, I think we got to the bottom of Mr. Garrett situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man was hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be relevant or not. I just knew you were going to say that. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind, all things fall into one or two categories. Those relevant to the case and those not. Thank you for your great help. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It's far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Oh, whether or not I represent him or not. Visiting hours at the prison will be over. Soon? Oh no, is it that time already? If we were to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. So that's it. No more time to think.
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now? I must prepare supper for Mr. Garrett.
Yes. I'm so sorry.
Thank you both very much for your time.
Soseki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer.
Yes, the answer is yes. You have to defend him. No one else will defend him. And where'd the kitty cat go?
Can we go to the cat?
No, where's the kitty cat? Where's the kitty cat gone?
Aww. Alright, let's go to the prison. Good news. And bad news. I don't know where your cat is, but we're going to defend you.
It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. We must hurry back to the prison.
Yeah, I know. Let's hail a cat. Oh. The police are gone. It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garrett house. Eh? Sir, the court jester is my job. How dare you?
I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Who are you calling an old man, you rum-looking ninny-penny? 'Tis a more thing in heaven and earth, Horatio, than dreamt of your philosophy. Who's this Horatio fellow, eh? What are you on about?
Excuse me?
What the? Well, who are you now?
I'm sorry. It just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see?
Lawyer? What?
If I can be of any assistance, I'll be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I've studied English law.
Fine. I'll be on my way for today. But you mark my words. It ain't over yet.
Get thee to a nunnery.
Okay, why are you quoting Romeo and Juliet so much? What?
Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you?
Wait, we're just gonna fade to black. Okay, good. I was worried for a second there I was gonna fade to black and we wouldn't get an explanation.
I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you.
What was that all about?
There are more things to heaven and earth, Horatio, than I dreamt in your philosophy.
You repeated that line already. I'm not Horatio either.
Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here?
In the Garrett residence?
Oh, are you the other guy? Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right, I do dwell in this humble abode.
Mr. Garrett mentioned he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor?
Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume.
Oh, more worthier polemist in my battle was near there could be. Sorry, battle did you say? Who was a stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. Oh, it's good that they found friends in each other. And also, if Hamlet and Macbeth were to fight, I think Macbeth would definitely win. I mean, one's a general and one's like a prince. I guess he'd learned swordplay and such, but like, he also like spent like 3 years or something not doing anything about the fact that his father was murdered and just kind of like being a sad boy about it. So yeah, no, I think Hamlet would definitely lose. Although Hamlet is an apt like representation of Mr. Natsume, I have to admit. They had the same vibe. I see. I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least. So, fair maiden, so good gentleman. Can I tarry here no longer? Fare thee well.
Alright. Bye-bye.
I don't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. He seems unaware of what's happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Sosaki-san and that man as lodgers, the Garrett house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume will be eagerly waiting our turn.
Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours is over.
Post haste.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
My boy, how are you feeling?
Not too cold, hopefully. Oh, sweetheart.
Oh, it's you! You're here! You came! Look, I'm student to Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I can't believe you came back! I'm so touched! We're so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume.
Oh no, think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing, Nipponese! Now let's not get carried away. Oh, I quite agree. Oh, I quite agree. There's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. Whomst? On the other hand, whomst? Fucking you! It is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least. Yes! It's you! The miserable, rotten spy! The herd luck Holmes! Mr. Holmes, what are you doing here? Other than antagonizing my client. I have no intention of doing anything, per se. Say, observing, of course.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Holmes?
Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of the eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home, see how our divested friend is faring. Gloomful room? At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is a superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight, and it cost me not a penny. You can't just go into someone's room under the guise of like investigating and then treat their freaking private possessions as a library, Sherlock. That's rude. Well, I guess you can, but you shouldn't brag about it. How dare you! How dare you, Sherlock Holmes! Oh, he grew a spine for a split second. I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well.
Were you really haunted by spirits, or were you just suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning?
My whole life is bedamned!
What are you thinking, Miss Naruhodo?
He mentioned that once before, didn't he? His lodgings were cursed, I mean.
Yeah. Cursed to have no airflow.
And there is much truth in Mr. Mussage's words. What? Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For a man's lodgings, and indeed, for tomorrow's trial. Shut your mouth! Every single time I think I like you, you say something that makes me unlike you. What's that supposed to mean? It's okay, sir. Don't worry. We got you. We got your back. Let's talk. Let's talk about the cursed trial. I got your back. Don't worry.
Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you said, just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed?
Oh no! Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away. That's all. I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, I see. That really agitated him.
You told me the trial really is cursed somehow. No, it's fine. Sherlock, don't you fucking dare say anything.
Are you referring to the prosecutor? The Reaper of the Old Bailey?
The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please tell me, summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words.
16 salient words. Let me think. Okay, is that 16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, it is 16. No defendant has survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever.
Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly!
Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. Then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGilded.
What? Ah, I am impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail.
Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Holmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zyg's killed the man himself? Oh, no, he couldn't have! Surely!
I think Natsume has enough anxieties about knowing about Barack. Right? I'm like, why would you tell him about that? Like, I feel like he should have just been like, no, everything's fine. You know, curses aren't real. It's all good. But instead, he has to bring up the fact that there's this guy with a record for literally like either actually convicting the person, like the accused, or like the accused just straight up dies. Like that's cursed. That's super cursed, my dude. Why would you tell him that? Oh, and Holmes. You have some wonderful notions.
Sorry?
The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow.
Yes.
Why, of course he is. Of course he is? Then why are you trying to scare me? Exactly. Oh my gosh. It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man are even more terrifying than your hypothesis. Sherlock. Where are you going with this? What on earth do you mean by that? Alright, let's talk about the Reaper, I guess. He's not going to be able to sleep at night, even if he gets up innocent. Exactly. Previously, he had that shield of being like, oh, I'm innocent, so I won't, you know, like that's my gleaming one hope in the dark. I'm innocent, so I won't go to jail, you know, because I'm innocent. But now he's like, shit, even though I am innocent, since this trial is going through tomorrow, I'm gonna fucking die anyway. It's a lose-lose situation. Sherlock, why would you bring this up? Van Zyg's is an exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. That's good. Saseki-san looks like he's gonna cry tears of joy. As you are no doubt aware, in British criminal trial, there's both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It's an excellent system, whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. Yeah, it would be excellent if people listened to the goddamn evidence before making the goddamn decisions. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. By such underhand means, those who would want are
By such underhand means, those who want... What? Those who would want to... Oh, those who will want to are able to sway the jury. Oh wow, I struggled with that sentence, didn't I? By which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But that means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly, from time to time, my dear madame, that's simply the reality of the situation. And that's alright? However, those indicted by Lauren Van Zyg's cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. Disappear? It is most striking. Disappear? But how? Ah, they all matter of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Thames. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Oh, no. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. Gee whiz, this is a dangerous time to live, isn't it? I knew it. I'm dead. Dodo. Done for. Doomed! It's okay, sir. You know, we can find a way to get you out of here, I think. Let's talk about your cursed lodgings first, actually. When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garab's house, I assume. Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed? It has been a year now since I came to Great Britain. I've only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. It didn't take long then. Was it the food? Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. Oh man, this guy has such high levels of anxiety. I feel really bad for him. Social anxiety be at like 100. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room. But even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away. You must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland such a long time. I had to move a number of times. Most recently, the room on Briar Road, a week ago now. Yeah, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. The rent is cheap. I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake. It was too late. So I told him, if you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place. Wise words that Sherlock should listen to. I mean, with how discriminatory people are in this game, I'm sure his anxieties weren't completely unfounded. Unfortunate reality of being probably the only Asian person they've seen their entire lives. It probably actually did turn heads if he was out like in the streets. And since he doesn't seem to have very thick skin, he probably felt every single one of those gazes. Ah, this poor man. Yes, well said. But it's true. It was all true. You mean the room really is cursed then? Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though they're being choked to death. Yeah, okay, again. Carbon monoxide poisoning. This is really... Did they know about this back then? I don't think they did. Oh gosh. You know, one of the fun facts, like one of my favorite fun facts, is how, like during the era where gas lamps and gas lighting in people's homes, like gas pipes and such, was common, was like the highest percentage of like ghost sightings like there ever were in history, like the largest recorded numbers of ghost sightings. But as soon as people moved away from gas lighting towards electricity, those ghost sightings dropped significantly. It's almost as if having a colorless, odorless gas that could leak into your rooms that can cause hallucinations
might cause you to think you've seen ghosts. So yeah, people back in the day, they had it rough. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there were someone, just one person on my side.
I can be that person.
Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really, no one at all?
We believe in you? Okay.
What represent you? To believe. Yes, to believe. To believe. Let's go. Mr. Holmes? Me, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what can I do for you?
It's about the case on the SS Buria, if you recall.
The Buria. The Buria. Ah, that case. The one with the snake? Again with the snake. Yeah. At the time, I was a suspect. But you believed in me and listened to my side of the story, despite being the one who put me in manacles in the first place. And you helped us to investigate. I did! Did I? Interesting. What I want to know is why? Why did you believe me? I see. Yes. You mean because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room? Well, if you like, yeah. I'm a little surprised by the answer, but the answer requires exclamation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it. But I could have been lying! Surely. You must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me. What? You see, the only things I believe in, myself, are the things I choose to believe in.
What do you mean, Mr. Holmes?
I make up my own mind about what is to be believed in and what not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse in my opinion. Meaning? Whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, he's right! He's right! Welcome student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! Whether or not I can believe myself. Oh, Kazuma. Kazuma, I wish you were here. A defense lawyer is only as good as the faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. Kazuma, I wish you were here. Sherms would be the type to believe in vibes. Yeah. I feel like Sherms is absolutely like, he exudes such hard I am the protagonist energy. Like he's like, this is my story. This story centered around me, myself, and I. And he like manifests that in a way where like, I don't know, it actually kind of works, don't you think? Like he's speechless now. Like I'm a bit endeared to him again. Like he makes some good points sometimes, despite being like utterly ridiculous and just popping up out of nowhere, just making my life a nightmare. Like sometimes, you know, sometimes he makes good points. You were so right, Kazuma. Well, my dear fellows, it's time we were leaving, I believe. Oh, already? Eyes are closed? Yeah, it definitely has protect vibes. Visiting hours are over. The guards will be here shortly to escort us out. There's a restaurant near here that says excellent trout. Would you care to join me? We're gonna talk about that in front of the prisoner?
Oh dear, there's never enough time, is there? No, don't look so just. I'll represent you. Mr. Natsume? If you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Oh! Local student, Mr. Naruharu Esquire. As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What it is to believe in. The defendant, justice, or the truth. How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Alright, Sherlock, I'll give you that one. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court. Welcome, student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So I hope you permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You merely needed the event of today to fully realize it. Yeah, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Mr. Sato. Yes? Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? That's literally my job. Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. I love Sato, she's so cool. The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believes in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. Ah, okay. Fine, I'll move Holmes up my tier list of good people. So it's time. Time I learned to believe myself. Soseki-san has no one, he's all alone. So it's my job to help him, to fight in his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength that I can muster. Okay. I bet halfway through they're gonna be like, oh, the woman died! We're upgrading this to a murder trial now, so we have to fight for our lives. Gods. To be continued. Okay. Well, that's all for today, I guess. We went through a lot today. We went through a lot of homes today. You know, I am beginning to understand why people like him so much now. Because when I first entered this game, one of the few things I was aware about was that Sherlock Holmes, or Sherlock Sholmes, was super popular. Like, heaps of people really liked him. Like, I have a friend who like just drew so much fan art of him because she was like in love. But when we first met him, I could not understand it. I was like, yeah, he's pretty to look at, but he's absolutely insufferable. He's an insufferable bastard. How can anyone like him? Like, his design is great, he has a great gimmick going on, but he is literally like the worst person. I hate him. But no, I get it now. This is good character writing. This is great character writing. Truly. I hope in the future that he continues to help us and support us, and you know, maybe I'll look past all his shittiness and get to love him too. Herlock is great. You'll grow to love him and his eccentricities more. Yeah, he is growing on me like a tumor. So I think maybe by the end I'll be sipping for him too. But we'll see. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for coming, especially you, Pokey Dumplings. Thank you for always being here for me. I will see you guys next time. Yeah, so bye-bye. And have a great night, guys.